I'm actually going to be doing something that I did a while back in the beta of StarCraft 2, where I just made a few just tutorial videos on certain builds that I was doing, and I'm actually got a request on Team Liquid to do a DT Rush tutorial. That was one of the ones that I did in the beta, and I just got a post about that on my thread for that. So I'm definitely gonna make another one about that right now. I'm gonna do a sort of half casting style. I'm just gonna go for it a little bit in the beginning, just to make it a little faster video, because it is a tutorial, not a commentary. And there's actually a few things I do want to say just about just build orders and thoughts behind them in general. You can't just have an opening, you have to be able to have a plan afterwards that you can use so that the build is maximally effective. And generally you want to be able to have a good opening that either accomplishes you getting a better economy, damaging their economy, or doing some form of scary pressure build to do something that's going to basically give you an advantage. So I'm going to be doing a against Zerg DT Rush right now. It works sort of both ways against Zerg and Terran, but I'll have to show you different things about each of those builds. Right now, it's going to be a good Zerg follow-up that you're going to see. I'm doing this just against a clanmate, tQAtticus. Me and him were just thinking about doing this thing, and it's just a good way to show you how it's going to work. Atticus is playing very standard. You can see going for the extractor, gas opening. You can see he's researching his metabolic boost, doing everything normally, getting up his hatchery. I do believe I threw down a pylon down there to block it a little bit. You'll notice I have a proxy pylon set up already, and notice where I place it. This is an important placement because generally people look at this. Atticus is watching here. He's not watching over here because generally it's right behind these rocks because of this wall-off aspect that is right here in this back area that definitely alludes to a very, very strong possibilities for proxies and stuff like that. Now you'll notice here I did get the Dark Shrine up here in a proxy position, so it can't be scouted because you notice that Overlords do get sacrificed in here. Like you'll see, Atticus is doing this. Gonna go for the scout. I built this Twilight Council here for a few purposes. One, because whether the Overlord comes up down here at the bottom or from the top, I get to head it off because I'll see it and kill it before it gets vision of this Twilight Council. That is a very important aspect. Now notice that I actually skip Warp Gate. Right now I'm going through, I'm not going completely onto the build order. I'm just going through how how this is going to work out. You can see the follow-up, the effectiveness of all that, everything. So you'll see that I have the Dark Shrine selected. It's going to finish. Warp Gate is actually, I mistimed the Warp Gate a little bit. You'll see that I didn't get it perfectly synced up, but you'll notice that it still does a significant amount of damage. Warp Gates are out. I have the DTs coming in back here. Alright, here we go. Now we're actually going to watch it at the correct speed of the game. One DT is going to be in here, and it's going to start taking out some drones and everything, but it actually goes off against these roaches. I did mean for it to kill these drones, but Atticus did see the shimmering of the DT in here. He's going to be able to respond accordingly, trying to do what he can, but you'll notice that I still have this guy in the base, and now I actually selected to start targeting drones. You'll see the shift queuing right there, and it's going to get a fair amount of kills, disrupt mining time, do everything over there, and you'll notice that the same thing is happening over here, is this DT is now going to take out some of these roaches, but this Overseer did get morphed, so this is not the most effective DT rush, but you'll notice that this DT does have 9 kills, so we did get 9 drone kills on this. That's definitely going to be a lot of damage just to be able to disrupt Atticus a fair amount. You'll see that I'm going to get, I think this dies with 11 kills, 12 kills. So 12 drone kills is 13 drone kills, very significant. Atticus did morph the Overseer immediately once he saw the DTs, and that was still the damage that it was able to do. Now you'll notice that I expanded during this push, and I've got a fair amount of gateway units throughout this whole entire thing. You'll see that I'm also researching Blink. This is the follow-up that I go up against Zerg when I do this, is the fact that you have a Blink Stalker follow-up, and we're going to get up and see the food count is now actually even. You'll notice that I didn't have anything, but actually now I'm starting to go ahead as my economy is really going to be raised up. You can see that I have 40 probes to 39 drones, and it's 11 minutes into the game. It's definitely a good follow-up, and you'll see that here we go. Now I start to attack, and because I have Blink, I can start doing fancy things like this, and you'll see that I have all of these stalkers going to get a full concave as I blink in. You have Zealous in there, and you'll notice I have reinforcements going to be able to come in through over here. Right, there's the reinforcements. Going to continue pressuring, and you notice I actually take out almost his entire Roach army, getting good blinks to try and basically keep my guys alive, do as much damage as possible. And here we go, reinforcements here with a few DTs as well. A little bit of a miss micros, I didn't manage that perfectly, but you do see that there are DTs here taking out the Queen, or there we go, there we go, take out the Queen, and now they're moving up. You notice I actually sniped the Overseer with blinking my Stalkers under it. That's why they're in this bad position against this full concave, because I took out that Overseer, allowing DTs to do so much damage. 7 kills, 0 kills, but definitely 7 kills total is significant. You'll see that there's a lot of guys in there. I should have also sent one in here. Managing the DTs to be maximally effective is a very good aspect of this build that can be done effectively. I have got these pylons back here blocking the back entrance to do this as effectively as possible. And look at this, DT is still running rampant. 2 kills, 7 kills. You can see Atticus is just now morphing another Overseer. He's doing a good job of moving the roaches to keep them alive, but even so, I've done a lot of damage. I'm now coming in with more Stalkers. You'll notice that I have this Expo up and running. We have 35 drones to 46 probes, doing a significant amount of damage. Zealots are now coming out. Still another DT, and at this point, I'm just going to pull back here and continue to macro up. I've got a huge advantage. I've done a lot of damage with every single one of these pushes. It's a very strong. You notice that I'm now really ahead in the food count, 74 to 60. I'm just doing a good job of doing as much as I can. And here we go. Now I'm taking out the Shelter Rocks, preparing to move up. You'll notice I'm getting a Forge out. I'm going to be able to get upgrades. I've got a Robo and more gateways coming down. I'm going to try and get as many units as possible. Like, look at that. Straight units. Getting the Gold Expo. I'm about to be ahead of Atticus in terms of bases. He's still feeling defensive. He's getting Hydras and Roaches out. And look at that. There you go. Huge army. Charge lots and everything. Are gonna just decimate all that. You get the point. Massive army. GG from Atticus. Now this is done, I'm going to go back a little bit more about the build order, and you're going to be able to really see how the thinking leads into this game. You'll notice that I do a normal start with just the getting out the 12 gateway, getting out a chrono boosted probes, getting a simulator, pylon, everything is normal. They get in the gateway, and now is when it's going to start getting a little bit more interesting. I'll shorten it in a second, but look, few things happen. One, I throw down the Twilight Council ASAP. I get a Zealot here, I skip Warp Gate. That is something huge. I skip Warp Gate in there. That's where I actually missed time a little bit on when I do it this time around, but it can work out so that it works out, that Warp Gate finishes when the gateways are actually complete. So there is this. I've got a proxy pylon here that I'm going to warp the Dark Shrine that so it doesn't get scouted. Building placement is important, not where the Overlord is going to stack in at the top left or the bottom right. Generally, that's where the Overlords do come in. Getting a Stalker out, and now is when I just continue tech normally. Getting gateways out. I should be starting Warp Gate. There's the Warp Gate. Chrono boosting it the entire time. To get out as fast as the Dark Shrine, but Dark Shrine does finish, but it does take Dark Shrine takes a long time to build. 100 seconds is really significant. Warp Gate takes 140, which is why if you Chrono boost it, it works out well, but I was bad on my Chrono boost, which is why this timed a little bit worse than it should have, but you'll see, here we go. Overlord comes in, and you'll notice that it cannot see the Twilight Council over there. It does get killed before it sees it, and that is huge. You can see, look, there it is, Atticus's vision, no Twilight Council seen. It's a little tight sometimes, but it still works out. There's me finally remembered Chrono Boost. Dark Shrine is finished. I have my proxy pylon down here that I use a scouting probe to build. And now the Warp Gate is done. Dark Shrine done. Warping in the DT is going to move into the harassment, one in the natural, one in the main, to one-shot the drones, do as much damage as possible with that, and macro up an army throughout. Getting a 1 sentry earlier on when you can is key, because you want to be able to force field if there is something bad coming down. Throw down the gateway, the Nexus while harassing. This is a very secure expansion as long as this can go well, and now we're going to be able to watch to see how this is actually going to fold out. You do see that all this is happening, drones being completely forced to go away from mining in the optimal way that they can want to do it. This Dark Templar, 13 kills, very effective. That is the beginning of the build, and now you get the expansion up, and here's when you just stay alive. If you're feeling really pressured, you can get a Forge out, get some cannons for the expansion, but really you want to start researching Blink once you are finished with the DT harassment, and you'll notice I have a ton of probes. This is the economic aspect of this build, is the fact that I can still get all these probes and be able to have a strong economy the second that Expo is done. You can see that there it is. The Slimmer is going to go down. I don't get the fourth one for a while as I don't really need it. I'm going mainly gateway units, going to add on some gateways, put on some more pressure, do what I can, and Atticus is feeling forced to really stay in his base right now, and that is the key aspect to this build. I hope this is helpful. You can see I'm starting to do the push. Getting charged is also a great thing to do. You'll notice that I do get that at the end of this game, and it does help me surround all those Roach Hydra force, like a standard Roach Hydra army is going to be at this point. Here's the first battle, and I just want to fast forward to get to really get to this last battle. You can see the overwhelming damage that I can do. Forcing drones to be pulled, attacking armies, sniping overseers, keeping DTs alive. Very key aspects of the build, and just kind of waiting for this point. We can see that Where is it? There we go, down there. And I'm also getting Templar out. That's another huge thing. Setting up for Templar Archives to get my really high Gateway army count up, and that is a very, very key thing. Now here we go. Atticus is here trying to macro up, and I have my army sitting here getting the gold. I will be pushing in soon. I'm researching a size storm, doing all that good dandy stuff. And then, yeah, here's this big battle where you see that I've got these Stalkers bringing back. Zell's coming up and to be able to take out everything here. I'm researching upgrades, making sure that I get the surround on the Hydras and destroying everything. Atticus has no chance at this point. I hope this helps. Notice I don't give numbers for the build order. I give ideas, markers for the build order, because it's sometimes some builds require you to use numbers on that, but I think it's better to adapt, see what's going on, and tweak it as you see fit. Hope this helps. Thank you guys very much. I will be putting a DT Rush vs. Terran video up in a moment. Thank you guys for watching.